Birth control was debilitating my life, but let me explain before someone comes in with their pitchforks. The first few days it was not too bad, but after a few weeks, I was feeling like so sad, deeply sad, to the point where I was not doing anything. And the people that know me, like my family, they know that I'm very motivated. I like to go to the gym. I like to keep myself busy, but it was just not happening. Another side effect I had was always feeling fatigue. I was always tired. It did not matter how many hours I slept. It didn't matter if I took a nap. When I wasn't working, I had to take a nap because I felt like I was just going to not pass out, but like I was so tired. The physician that put in my implant told me that after a few months, like maybe 3, I will feel normal, quote unquote, but I never felt normal. It was never, like my usual self. I was always feeling tired or like dragging my feet to do anything, and it was just horrible. I would have horrible cravings. I would usually crave like chips, Mexican candy, any kind of like chewy kind of candy, or just anything that I was craving at the moment. And it was really affecting my sleep because if I had a craving, I could not go to sleep. I just would not be able to, even if I would drink some kind of tea to help me sleep. It was just not working. To all the women who have had any kind of these experiences, you know the one symptom that will absolutely like debilitate you, and that's the nausea. And then if you have a sensitive sense of smell like I do, oh my gosh, it was done. Like if I was in a room and somebody was cooking something and my body was not accepting it, I would have to run to a different place or be somewhere else because I would be gagging, you guys. Gagging to the point of vomiting, and the vomit was like around my throat. And the nausea, it was out of nowhere where it would hit me. Some days I would be okay, and then like for a long period of days, I would wake up and I would be so nauseous. So like, going to the gym, I would have to wear a mask no matter what because any kind of smell, like even the temperature, it would make me so nauseous and almost gagging. There was a lot of times where I would have to leave the gym, gagging, almost vomiting in my mouth. I actually did vomit like maybe 2 times, like very little. And my partner knows, like I feel so bad for him, but he was a trooper when I would tell him I have to go, he knew I had to go. There was also days where I would wake up and I could not do anything. I was just in my room with a mask on, literally with a mask on in my room, just laying in bed because I could not function. I could not do anything. I could not stand the smell of anything around me. Even if it was a perfume that smelled so good, it would just hit my nose and I would be gagging. The women that have experienced this, you guys know how horrible this is. It's like, I can't believe how much this nausea affected my life for almost like 2.5 years. And there was so many times where I just wanted to take it out, but I was just trying to stick it out. Girl, I almost forgot to tell you the one of like to top it off, like how horrible birth control is. The hormones made me get so much body hair. Like I got so much long arm hair, even like around my stomach and on my back. And granted, I had like fuzzies, but I did not have the hair that I have now, and I hated it. Another symptom is like endless symptoms that I had is I would have so much heart palpitations throughout the day. Sometimes I would just be sitting, doing absolutely nothing. Maybe on my phone, not even exercising, and I would have heart palpitations. I remember sometimes I would be half asleep and I would have heart palpitations. Horrible. And now, ever since I have gotten the implant taken out, I rarely ever get heart palpitations. So that just tells me that the nexplanon was just so terrible for my body. The few other symptoms was also having headaches, like randomly, even if I was drinking water, liquids, and I developed a very sensitive stomach. So, if I would eat something that I used to like, my stomach would be like bloated, sensitive, and I would have the runs. Like for no reason, I would have the runs. It was just all around horrible. And towards the end, I started to be very dizzy. So I don't know if it was directly from the birth control, but there was a few times where it was dangerous for me to drive because I would wake up so dizzy, almost stumbling on the floor. The only good thing that made me want to continue having the birth control was not having my periods. And this is coming from, like, growing up, I would have very bad cramps. I would have really bad back pain. So for me, I thought it was a good idea to get birth control, to be able to control that. And it just ended up being something that I would never consider ever again. So I did take out my birth control a few months ago, and I feel like my body is still recovering with a lot of things. So now post nexplanon removal, I am feeling much better. I have a lot more energy. I'm sleeping better. Oh, that was something I forgot to mention, is sleep apnea was no joke. So I'm feeling a lot better with that. And I feel like my mood is a lot better. And, I have my periods. And, thankfully my periods are not terrible. Like, it's very light and I barely ever have pain. So this is my experience. This is what I'm sharing about how, like, the symptoms I had. Of course, other people are gonna have different symptoms, but let me know if you had this birth control.